So let's see how it works. I'll click on manage MFA. So now it asks me for a virtual MFA device or a hardware MFA device. So in this scenario, I'll use virtual MFA device. So to activate a virtual MFA device, it's telling to install an AWS MFA compatible application on the user's smartphone, PC or other device. So the list of MFA compatible AWS MFA compatible applications are, so these are the applications which are AWS MFA compatible. We can have virtual MFA device like Google Authenticator. Here, as you can see, virtual MFA application like in Android we have Google Authenticator or Auth 2 factor authentication. For iPhone same. So I will use Google Authenticator in this case. Now it's already there on my phone, so I am not going to install it again. So I'll move on to next step. So here once the Google Authenticator is installed, I need to scan this code on my Google Authenticator and using my smartphone camera. So what it will do, it will give me authentication code, two authentication code one by one, which I will enter here, and after that I will have option to activate virtual MFA. So since I have already done this, so I will not do it again, and we can proceed further with the lecture. However, you can do this, you can follow this process and you can activate multi-factor authentication on your AWS account. Now the next topic is creating IAM users. So I will directly go to users tab, and here we see there are already 3 users have been created. However, I will create another user for demo. So I will give a username. Suppose we have a user Bob. Even we can create multiple user, but in this case I'll create only one. After that, it will ask for what kind of access I need. So as we discussed earlier, there are two type of access. One is if we just want to give our username and password and want access to AWS Management Console, or we want some programmatic access. The programmatic access will be created for people who are willing to use CLI or command line interface to manage AWS environment. They may create some script to automate things, and for developers this may be uses. So I will check programmatic access in this case, and I'll show you how to use that. The next thing is the console password. So it can be auto generated password, or we can give some custom password. So I'll give some custom password here. If you want the user to create a new password at next logon, then you can check this, else you can uncheck it. Now click next. Now see, the user is created and it's in creation process, but before that we have to attach some policy. We have to give some permission to this user. So what are the permission we are going to use? So there's already a group AWS admin which has administrator access, but we are not going to use this. We will add some other policies to this user. So if this user is an admin, we will attach this administrator access. Similarly, there are other accesses as well. These policies are AWS managed policies. That is why we are seeing this AWS icon here, and how to create custom policies we will see further in this lecture. However, as of now, I'm giving this user administrator access and I will click next. So let's review this. The username is Bob. It is having programmatic access as well as AWS Management Console. Custom password I have given on my own. Password reset is not required. The policy is administrator access. So now we'll click on create user. So we got a success message. That means the user is created. And one very important thing to notice here is the programmatic access secret key and access key. So these things will be available at the time of account creation, and if we are not saving this access key and secret access key, it will not be available after this. So better to download the CSV, download the credential at our local drive and save and keep it in a safe place so that nobody has access to it, and then we can close this. So we have a user Bob that is created, and he can access AWS account using his username and password. And even if we want to access through programmatically through command line, he can do that as well. So thank you for listening. In the next video we will discuss about other entities of IAM.